Hey, and welcome to our video tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to use triggered actions to automatically update the status of each one of our tasks that are linked to our projects. In this very common use case, you could have a single project that's linked to many tasks, and all we want to do is change the status of the project, but when you do so, it also updates each one of the tasks that's linked to that project. So let's take a look at each one of these two tables. Inside my projects table, we have the primary key, project ID. We have title, description, start date, end date, project status, and then project owner. Inside the table, I have a single entry, just a made-up project that we're going to use in today's demo. In the second table of tasks, you have the primary key, task ID, and then you have the foreign key, project ID, which will be used to associate your tasks back to your projects. We have title, description, start date, due date, task status, and owner ID. Inside this table, we have 4 entries, 4 different tasks that are linked to the same project in the parent table. And what's going to happen is when you make a change to your status in the project, we also want to update each one of these tasks to have a different status. So now let's learn how we can do that. Go back out to the tables menu, click on more, and click on triggered actions for your parent table of projects. The reason why is because you're making an update to your project status. And when you do that, you're also going to make an update to your task. So the trigger action is happening on the projects table. Click to create a new trigger. And then what you want is to run the action on update of data, meaning you're updating an existing project. And when you make an update to the project status, I also want to update related information inside the tasks table. We want to set the status of each one of our tasks to equal to canceled. Now, you could have other statuses. You could have multiple triggers depending on how you want to update each one of your tasks. But in this video, we're simply going to say, change the status of each one of my tasks to canceled if the main project is canceled as well. Now, in order for the trigger to know which task is being updated, you have to make a join between the projects table and the tasks table. So we click on the gear icon, you click on join, and you want to join with the inserted table, and just make sure you link your inserted project ID with the project ID from your tasks table. And finally, the condition here is when the status of the project is equal to canceled. So how it works is when you change the status of the project to canceled, each one of the tasks will also be updated to canceled as well. If you wish to have multiple statuses, you will have to update this trigger to support that. Let's go ahead and click on save. Let's call this update task status, save and enable. And let's quickly test this out here in the back end with our tables. So we'll go into projects. I'm going to change the project status to canceled. I'm going to save that. And now when we go into our task table, if you recall each one of our tasks, the status was set to new. But now when you open up the task table, you will see how each one of the tasks has been canceled. So it's a very simple trigger that allows you to look at the parent table and update the child table based on a change inside the parent table. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.